My Govanen, or as we say, Aya, welcome. This is Callantirniel of Tia Eldalieva, the Elven Spiritual Path, and we're so happy that you're here with us to do this public ritual of Isilcermië, which we, in our path, because Cermië, the month that Tolkien had created on his Loa, or calendar. Hey, everybody. Oh, wow, the comments. This is great. I'm kind of new with this, so please forgive me. Isilcermië is the Elven full moon of the first harvest. And when we made in the calendar all the way back in 2005, we thought that this time was a really, because it still resonates with the high time of the year, like the height of the sun and all of that. But we also thought of the high light gardens of Irmo and Lorien. And with first harvest, it made sense to align this with Irmo, Lorien. And I wanted to talk about, he is also, it doesn't say this in the ritual the way I wrote it, but I think I want to rewrite it. And I know, like behind the scenes, right? He has become kind of a door opener. So if any of you are familiar with the Hindu deity of Ganesha, the door opener, open sesame, okay, Irmo has a similar energy, and this was discovered the first time by a dear friend of mine named Raven Digitalis, who is in Hawaii now, but at the time that we did this, both of us lived in Montana, and we did this particular ritual as like, hey, like sharing, you know, with neo-paganism. He has a different tradition, so he wanted to find out about ours, and he said that Irmo, in his opinion, Lorien, is similar to Ganesha because he like does a lot of work with the Hindu deities. And I had to contemplate that for a little bit, but I kind of agree. So I do think that there is a door opening capability to Irmo, but perhaps it's because of the legendarium where it talks about that there is now 3 ways to get to Valinor, which is the Blessed Realm, where the Valar live, because the straight road is no longer a thing. It became the bent road after Numenor sank and the Age of Men and all of that. So Valinor became inaccessible. It is only accessible through not the physical, but through the spiritual. And it's interesting that Irmo is one of the Feyan Turi, which means loosely spiritual siblings. The other 2 being Namo, who rules over death, actually, and Nienna, who cries and restores all of Arda marred back into Arda healed. These are terms that you can look up on the Encyclopedia of Arda or Tolkien Gateway or what have you. Now, there is a 3rd way, and it's called a rainbow bridge, but we won't need that today. We're working with Irmo, and the first way to connect with Valinor is through dreams. And so you'll see that I have my dream catchers on, and I know that I'm mixing, you know, resonance. This is from a Native American path, but it reminds me that I am working with dreams and dream time. And Irmo aligns with the silver light of the moon, Isil, and Telion steers the moon. And so we only look at the moon one other time in the year, and that would be through Turuhalme, which is the log drawing at Yule, because the moon is the most visible at night because it's the longest night of the year. We just recently had the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. So without ado, let's get started. Valima, Isilcermië, with Lorien Irmo, and we'll get going here in a moment. I'm going to share my screen, and we'll get started. Okay, if we can find the on button. Aha. Here we go.
Elenia.
Elenia.
Anaria.
Anaria.
Isilia.
Isilia.
Alduya.
Alduya.
Menelia.
Menelia.
Earenia.
Earenia.
Valania.
Valania.
Arda.
Arda.
Ea.
Ea. And now we'll call in the directions of the Valar, but I'm setting this up for meditation here in a moment. Okay. This will be for meditation, and I'll remove it from the stream for now because we're going to do, I'm using the Enderi book because, and actually behind the scenes, we're going to be creating more of these and also a combination of all of the rituals for our members. Okay. Meanwhile, go ahead and trace this Tengwar into the air in front of you. It's for east, and you pronounce it Roman. And then you hold your hand in what we call the fear not mudra, okay? And we intone Roman. We call now on Manwe Sulimo, the High King of Arda, of the eagles and the winds, and his lady Vardada Elentari, the queen of the stars, and the protector of Iluvatar's children. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. Next, we do the intoning for Hjarmen, and trace the Tengwar for that, which means south. Hjarmen. We now call on Tulkas, the youngest bare-handed, ruddy warrior Vala, and Nessa, the sister of Orme and the friend of the deer, she who dances on the new green grass. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. We go to north. If you can go to the directions, this is even better. But if you're at the computer or at your phone, we get it. Okay, this Tengwar is for north, and it's pronounced Foreman. Foreman. We now call on Iole the smith, who dwells in the ground, the Vala of mining, and the crafting of metals and gemstones. He who had created the dwarves as a gift to Iluvatar, and our motherly Yavanna Kementari, the giver of fruits, the queenly Valier of Arda's maturing green vegetation of harvest and of life that nourishes all of us. We welcome you into our circle. Ayah. We want to put this one on our heart chakra. So however it works for you. And you can put your hand, instead of forward, you can put it right onto your heart chakra. This is for the heart, the inner mind. It's called ore, but we intone mi because it means within. Mi. We now call on the hunter Vala, Orome, the lord of the forests, he who loves the elves, and wanders all of Arda on horseback with his horn. And Vana, the ever young and vital, she who aligns with the flowers and the new plant growth. We welcome you into our circle, Ayah. And now we want to either face upward, you can do what you got to do, but this is the Tengwar for Vilia, the sky. And we intone or, which means above, okay? Or. We now call on Irmo, Lorien, the Vala of the high light gardens, who nurtures our goals, visions, and our dreams. And Este the gentle, the Valier of rest, sleep, and healing. We welcome you into our circle, Ayah. And next we go to below, and there's a Tengwar for Arda, and we just trace that below us. And you can put your hand this way to designate the direction. We will intone undo, which means below. Undo. We now call on those of the Valar who walk alone. Ulmo, the brother of Manwe, the powerful and protective Vala of all of the musical waters of Arda. And Nienna, the Valier of our transformation and our rebirth. She who, with her tears, cleanses intensely and restores all forms of fear, pain, and hurt that have come before. We welcome you into our circle, Ayah. And the last of the Tengwar that we trace is for west. This is Numen. Numen. We now call on Namo in the halls of Mondos, the Vala of the balance and the fair judgment of our respective paths of death. And Vaire, the weaver of the ever-changing black and white threads of the time, the past, the present, and the future. We welcome you into our circle, Ayah. And now, in whatever way that you would like, you could hold your hands cupped and visualize a flame. You can trace a flame if you like, or like a candle flame. Whatever you want to do, visualize the flame imperishable. Okay. We will intone Iluve, which means the all, the everywhere. Iluve. And now we put our hands in Namaste prayer position. We acknowledge that we are one with Iluvatar, and for Christians that are present, as well as the spirit of the Christ consciousness. We feel the flame imperishable within us in our circle of celebration on this night, Laita. Let us celebrate on this night Isilcermië, the moon of the first harvest. This lovely Isilcermië, or full moon, is aligned in Tia Eldelieva with Lorien, also known as Irmo, the Feanturi Vala of dreams, visions, and high light gardens. The Feanturi are the three Valar who resonate with the spirit realm in their own expressions. The remaining two would be Irmo's brother, Namo, also known as Mandos, having the dominion over death and judgment, and their sister, Nienna, she who cries, who has dominion over rebirth and transformation through her tears. Laire, the Elven summer, is still with us, and we enjoy this early harvest and await Yavie, or the Elven autumn, for those plants that need more maturation time. Lorien is well placed for his position in Tia Eldelieva Loa, or Elven calendar, because he resonates much with the light of Telperion through Isil the moon. And at this time of the year, the gardens are reaching maturity. The most famous garden that resonates with Lorien is Lothlorien in Arda, watched over by Galadriel, the Elven Lady of Light, and her husband Celeborn. This is the only place in these hitherlands where Meliern or Malorn trees grow, where their leaves do not fall in the autumn, but instead turn to gold. And let our dreams and visions be likened with the Meliern trees and the leaves in Lothlorien, maturing to gold, Laita. So we want to now prepare our meditation, and if you have water, that's terrific. You can, through vision, infuse flower, like the Starflower, in the water. I happen to have, I'm in San Diego, and my backyard happens to have oleanders. So I put briefly an oleander in here. I just put it in because oleanders are poisonous. So you don't want to, you want to be careful. But here is my white flower. White flowers are good, but any flower actually will help you if you want to put flour in your water. And we can visualize the Starflower otherwise in our water. Okay. And so we get ready to drink our Starflower water, in my case, oleander, and it's totally fine. If you have flower essences from somewhere, you can also use flower essences, especially if the flowers are white. It really works really well. And so we'll drink our water here briefly, and we'll get ready for meditation. If you don't have water, you can just hold your hands and hold a vessel of water in your hands and drink the water. Okay. And maybe you can even visualize a white Starflower or a white flower that you know of in the water. That'll work. Okay. So now we get to the part where we close our eyes and we notice that we're standing on Koro Larire, the green mound of the two trees, Telperion and Lornin. See the beautiful silvery moonlight of the white tree, Telperion, filling the left side of our body. And while we see the left side of our body glowing silver, we see the light in our very blood. Especially circulate this silver light through your ajna, or your third eye chakra, as well as your sacral or orange chakra, about 3 inches below your belly button. And you can see other colors along with the silver light. That is fine. We just allow. And now we fill the right side of our body with the gorgeous golden sunlight of the golden tree, Laurelin. Again, seeing your right side glowing golden. You may again see other colors along with this golden light. We just allow. Circulate the golden energy, see it in your blood, and direct it toward your crown chakra at the top of your head, and also your solar plexus, which is just below where your rib cage joins. And so we allow ourselves to be nurtured above and below by this healing golden and silver light. And next, we feel our tree roots pushing deeper and deeper into Ardha, the earth. And we allow Ardha to nurture and nourish us. We feel more grounded and connected to Ardha. So you're feeling very supported right now by Ardha. And in fact, you are Ardha. You may see more colors right now. These are fine. After you extended your roots into your feet, now allow your arms, your hands, fingers, and even your hair to become the various branches of the two trees. To see yourself reach to Vilia, the sky, in all directions. And as you extend your branches, extend your roots further. As above, so below. Remember that in order for your branches to reach the far spaces of Elven ancestral memory, it is best to be centered in the source so you can go even further. Now, just as the trees have a symbiotic relationship, we now see the silver light and then the golden light fluctuating within us in a beautiful and balanced way, in nature's ever-wise way. Day, night, and the seasons flow. And at that point, you'll likely feel very connected to Ea and Iluvatar, or all that is. And you may connect with the Valar or Maiar elven guides at this point. You also start getting your own visions now, messages of some sort. And you may even be more fully reawakening your elven DNA and ancestral memory. Allow all of this to take their respective course as we continue the meditation. We now visualize Lorien, the Vala of dreams, visions, and high light gardens in front of us. He has led us to Lothlorien in Ardha to enjoy the beautiful visions of the Meliorn trees, which look similar to beech trees. He then asks you to get an absolutely clear grasp upon your wishes, your goals, your dreams and visions for the future. And as you visualize these, see these wishes embodying themselves into the available deep green Meliorn leaves. Maybe even through sigils or symbols imprinting themselves. They could be even the Tangwar or Kjurth, or written in Elvish, Quenya, Sindarin. Or maybe from Lorien himself. Or you may see Galadriel at the mirror with a message. Or there may be different communications and symbols that may come to you now and be for you personally or for your spiritual path. So we remember any symbols or correspondences that are presented to you. And we will allow all the time that we need for this to happen. So I'm going to start the timer here for our personal meditation. Okay. We're going to add the stream. And hopefully you hear this. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. We're going to have 10 minutes with Lorien. And now our circle of meditation can come to a close. We want to thank Irmo, Lorien, as well as all of the Maiar or Elven guides for their assistance. And we thank the Valar, of course. And we slowly come back to the physical world and we remember what transpired. We bid Irmo, Lorien, farewell. And we turn our attention back to the green mound, Coro Larire, where the two trees are bringing consciousness into the trees themselves, because we begin to draw in our branches and we begin to gently unroot from Arda, but we always have the connection. We slow down the golden energy first. And then we slow down the silver energy. We keep a little piece of the silver and the golden lights with us by combining them together into the three Silmarils, which are the jewels that were made with the golden and the silver light. We can keep these with us even in our pocket and access the healing energies anytime that we want. And now if we take a deep breath, we still might be a little bit, in the meditation zone. Helps to drink water, put a little bit of salt on the edge of the tongue. Our work is done. We acknowledge the existence of Iluvatar, the all that is and the flame imperishable, while we are in circle. And for Christians that are present, we thank the Christ Spirit for being with us in circle. And may we see your presence in all outside the circle, Laita. Thank you to all of the Valar, and in particular to Irmo Lorien, for being with us in circle and for carrying out in spirit our work done tonight. We hereby open ourselves to you, even outside of this circle, Laita. We acknowledge and are grateful to the elements and the directions and to the silver and the golden light for creating our blessed space in which we may do our spiritual work this sacred night, Laita. And all of the energy that we generated during this time, we now want to just visualize it going into Arda, the earth. Arda, here is a gift of energy, of pure intent, of love, light, and healing that may come from the deepest places of our hearts. And may it bring healing to you and all of your inhabitants, and bring all things to natural balance. And the circle is now open. Laita. And if you'd like, you can have some food or something to bring you back. I have talked about salt on the edge of your tongue. That really works well. So I hope that all of you got a really good journey with Irmo Lorien. I wanted to share what I got because it was funny. The part where you're visualizing the green leaves, being inscribed with the Tingwar or with any kind of symbols of what it is that you're wishing for. Irmo showed me the most giant leaves and they were already gold. And he says, I've been waiting for you. It was like all the wishes were already there. Yeah, I'm a little slow because sometimes, even though we're doing elven wisdom, we do stupid human tricks, right, on ourselves. So we just need a little more time sometimes. And it's okay. And I'm ready now. So I have these big, you know, gigantic golden Lorien, you know, Malliern leaves that have my wishes already there. So that's pretty awesome. I'm going to scroll through comments to see what you guys may have experienced in ritual this evening. So, and I'm doing this in the daytime in America because I wanted to do an evening one for our folks that are over in England and France and Germany, and there's some other countries. And if I'm forgetting your country, I apologize. I think the Netherlands, there's a couple of other ones that we usually don't get to hang out because you guys are already in bed because it's like 4 a.m. So we wanted to do it during the daytime here so that you guys could be present. So I'm going to read the comments. Hello, Morel. Hi, Tess. Hi, Lady Ravenhill. Hi, Muriel. Oh, wonderful to see you. Hi, Miss Jamie. Hi, Adam. Hi, Linda. And Dallas, I see that you've come. Oh, Sean, hi. Eruanian, yes. Morel, Megavanon. Rinrul. Faith. The summoning was more powerful, called in Quenya. Still interesting, yes. And that is something, we're trying to do a public ritual for people that are not knowing Elvish yet. Quenya is a great idea, and Quenya is actually our, if you will, our official, if we do a language, we do Quenya. And the reason is for ritual purposes in the Legendarium. That's the language that was used rather than Sindarin. But we have a lot of people here that love Sindarin. And if you guys are in our groups, you probably know about David Salo and his work with Sindarin, with his amazing gateway to Sindarin. And he did a lot of the consultation work for the Elvish that was in the Lord of the Rings movies and all those years ago. So just thought I would mention that. Laita, this is awesome. Oh, thank you, Infamies. Great. Oh, Taria. Oh, I know, right? He told me that I need to believe in my dreams more. I know. I kind of had the same message, just it looked different, right? Because of the big leaves right in my face, like you already did it. So that's very interesting. I was given the image of a huge spider web of light. It was amazing. Oh, that's really cool, Jamie. So I know that spiders in the Legendarium have a little bit more of a sinister aspect to them. But as you see with there's a kind of a webbing in the dream catchers too. So I could see where there can be webs of light also, and it doesn't have to be webs of darkness. So yeah, definitely. Does anybody else want to chime in with what has happened with their ritual and their time with Irmo Lorien? Lady Ravenhill says, I had a vision of a lady walking through a forest garden with her dark blue flowing dress dragging behind her. She was carrying a basket and picking different things from her garden and from the forest. I wonder if you saw either Luthien or trying to think of who else would be in a blue and raiment in blue. Huh. That's really beautiful. I'm trying to think if Luthien has a connection with Irmo other than I know that her mother Melion was a Maya, but I don't remember which Valar she was mixed. I'm so sorry. I'm brain farting because the Legendarium is that big, right? So we'll find out like what that is. But thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Tess says, I met him by the waters. Este was reclining. So the waters of the Lake of Lorien, maybe? That would be really cool. Este was reclining. Lorien had a yo-yo and a playful nature. We walked together. He asked me about my dreams and invited me into the healing waters, and I drank and submerged and released pain. Wow, cool. Oh, pain in your jaw. I sat deep in the waters, completely submerged, feeling the water taking away my limiting beliefs and to allow my dreams to manifest. Wonderful. And Adam says to step up as a co-founder. Wow. Okay. Yes. Maybe that's time for you too. And really what it is, it's, I guess, about reclaiming that place in Tia Aldaleva. And let's talk about that. For those of you who don't know, Adam Hayden was our initiation into this path back in 2005. It was he, myself, and Dave Woosley all on either Skype or a phone conference. I don't remember the mechanism, but we all came together and we initiated the ritual of Tia Aldaleva, the Elven spiritual path. And who knew what it would turn into 15 years later? So yes, we'll talk, Adam. That's fantastic. Sean says Melion is associated with Vana and Este, but she dwelt in the gardens of Lorien. Thank you for the reference, because it was mixing me up. Yeah, there's so many details, and I always have to go look back at the Legendarium. And so for those of you who are members and teachers, we are putting together a program. Well, we have some resources for you guys, first off. And if you are on our email list, you will notice some really sweet gifties in there. And if you can't get into the back end of the mailing list, let us know, and I'll double check and make sure you're on the mailing list. The mailing list is free, and the subscription to our channel is free. And we'll have public content and material here for free. So if you guys are worried about like we won't have free services, that's not true. Today is a free service. What we do with the private rituals is that the container of the energy that we're working with is a lot more concise. It's a lot more like interwoven and holds the energy better. And everybody can feel a lot more safe to, just really put their wishes into that space. And so that's what a paid membership can accomplish. And also, like on the physical level, we're looking at creating a physical Yana Eldalieva, which is Elven Sanctuary. We're looking for a physical place for that as we speak. And we're looking at receiving donor endowments and gifts and things like that. We're pursuing people who might have like mind and feel that this is a necessary thing in the world, and they have lots of money to give because they need to donate it, or they have land or something else. So we are currently looking at that. So behind the scenes here at Tia Aldaleva, there is a lot going on. I'm not even going to be kidding you. Okay. There's a lot going on. Part of what's going on also is that I've had to step up and be more visual in this path. And that is something I want to thank Kimber L for doing for me. She has helped that actually happen. So here I am. It's Calenturniel, at your service. Let's see here if there's any more comments. Okay. So thank you for joining me and Tia Aldaleva, the Elven Spiritual Path. I'm Calenturniel, and Valima Isilcermië, which is happy Elven full moon of the first harvest with Irmo and Lorien. the Vala of dreams and goals and wishes. And may we travel the road of dreams to Valinor and have great blessings after the full moon. And now we get to process a lot of what was happening. We had a lunar eclipse last night, about 12 hours ago, like a little more than 12 hours ago. Thank you, Miss Jamie. Oh, yay. Can you guys come back? This is great. So, Laita, many blessings to all of you. Nasie for our sealing our prayer circle. And we'll see each other a little bit later. Catch me in Facebook. Hopefully you guys are on the email list. Thank you, Morel. We love it. Take care and stay tuned for our teacher program. We're going to have an announcement in the public videos about exactly what that is, but we're waiting for Ellen Mire, which is Mercury, to go direct, and that'll be next week. But it'll start around August 1st, which is Yavie, the first day of Elven Autumn. And it'll be 52 weeks, once a week, for the whole year. We have our training program for our teachers at the $10 a level month. If you're looking for where to do donations right now, we have the information on our PayPal page. Some of you are also participating with Kimber L also. And so both of us have actually created a, slightly lower, if you wanted to give some money to her and some money to us, and you wanted a way to do it both and not be too impacting, we created $3 levels just to keep energy going. But for $5 level, we'll be doing private rituals very similar to this, but with a really tight-knit group of people. And you really feel the power of those rituals when it's really, a closed circle of energy. It's just such a wonderful container. Oh, thank you, Tess. Oh, that's so awesome. Laita Hanan Le. Yes. And for the teachers, we have teachers now. In fact, we've got quite a few of you. So be looking for a little bit deeper knowledge about what's going to be in the course for the teachers. We're going deep, dive deep in Legendarium. And we're going to be cross-referencing other pieces of the Legendarium within each piece of the Legendarium. So as we read a part of it, we're going to pull in all the other parts that relate to it so we have a full understanding of each piece in the core parts of the Legendarium that we use for our path. And if you guys want to, have some resources with that, we have some things in our back end that are free that you can actually read, being the parts of the Ainu Lindale and the Vala Quinta, which are parts of the Silmarillion. And so if you have a Silmarillion book, I must have taken it out. Oh, no, it's right here. So I have my Silmarillion copy here. So this would be helpful if you decide that you would like to read it. We also decided to link the video of Martin Shaw narrating, really wonderfully narrating the Silmarillion, and it's 12 hours long, and we link that within the channel. So if you're searching around on the playlists, you'll find a Tolkien playlist, and through there we have the Silmarillion being read. So we're going to go beyond reading the Silmarillion because you can get that anywhere, okay? And you can also there's a lot of other Legendarium channels that discuss the lore of Middle-earth, but they do not put it in a spiritual context. That is something that's going to be unique to us. And we figured that we would put a few of our early classes online publicly for all of you who want to at least just check it out and see if it's for you, see if it helps you with your spiritual path, see if you want to commit to the legendarium from a spiritual lens, and then all the other things that you know or have experience with, whether it's Christianity, whether it's neo-paganism like how I did, Buddhism, atheism, like it doesn't even matter, as long as it's a path of love and nature and balance, it's welcome here. And your personal belief system, what happens is that it intertwines with the legendarium in a really beautiful way. So that's why we concentrate on the legendarium, because you already have whatever you're bringing to the path into the circle. And so we do have some comparative experiences. Me having neo-paganism as a background, we have like a shamanistic viewpoint through Dave and how he integrated the legendarium as a child, like back in the 80s, figuring out how this was actually a really deep spiritual work that you could work with and use as a basis for your path. We've tried this out for 15 years. It really works. It's changed my life. And I will tell you that even as an astrologer, I had to do some relearning of some things in order to actually practice astrology as a professional and still resonate with the legendarium as a spiritual root. Let me see here. It says Martin Shaw is a great storyteller. He runs a school of mythology in the UK. And I'm so happy to hear about this with the Silmarillion. Check it out, Tess. And if you can't find it for any reason, we'll post it maybe in the groups or on our Tia Eldalieva page. We can, but I think you can find it on the playlist because it's actually public, and so you can see that. So we're approaching our hour, and I do want to thank all of you for coming live, and I thank all of you for also coming even for the recording. Your valuable energy and your time and your contribution is so appreciated by us, and we'll keep you posted on what the next step of our nonprofit rollout is with Tia Eldalieva. Right now it's getting a bank account so that we can do Patreon, so that we can do Amazon Smile, which is really awesome for you guys who want to donate but don't really have lots of money. Many of us, especially with COVID-19, have had to shop on Amazon. And if you go to smile.amazon.com, like smile, okay, .amazon.com, you are allowed to choose a nonprofit of your choice that Amazon donate, not you, Amazon donates to. So you don't spend a dime and Amazon gives us money. Now, how cool is that? Okay. We're going to be, but we have to attach our bank account first. So that's the next place. No, thank you, Morel. I bought this from a German Etsy, and she makes the ears too. You can probably see that they match. It's a moon and it's silver, and I thought that it was very resonant with Irmo Lordian energy today. So that's why I'm wearing silver, and in fact, and green because of the gardens, right? So I have a green garnet here, and I have my Elven star, my current Elven star. That's another thing that I can talk about at some point, is our new Elven star for Tolkien Paths, which is the Septa Quitra. And that's the star that you saw in the Linde Ellen Lote Song of the Starflower earlier. The shape of that star is the new Elven star, and we established that in the bylaws when they were accepted by the IRS in the USA. But meanwhile, I continue to wear my 7-pointed star that I got back in 2005 from eBay, of all things. What a great purchase that was. I wear it all the time. And I still have from Kimber L's Etsy shop, I still have the Galadriel butterfly. Or is it Arwen? I can't remember. Because I read the books more than I watch the movies. Maybe I should watch the movies again. So Dekindre, yay, awesome. Dekindre is our teacher that is establishing the Hawaii chapter of Tia Eldelieva, the Elven Spiritual Path, through Ayana Eldelieva that we hope to have one day in Hawaii. That's so wonderful. Welcome. Dorian's lover, please tell me if you're going to make that into a pendant. Oh, I could actually wear it as a pendant. It's reversible, I guess. I somewhere, maybe in the comments or somewhere here in the video or in Facebook, if you're in Facebook, I'll try to link the name of the Etsy store because it's a name that I can't pronounce because she's German. And I don't want to ruin it. It starts with an A, but I will definitely share that information, and I will share information from another Etsy store that I purchased one of my crowns and ears from. It's the copper set that I wore for the Aryan Tarning Austa ritual that I did with Kimber L like a couple Saturdays back. So I'll post somewhere both of those here so that both of you can. Arwen, thank you. I'm so bad. I remember that she had the butterfly in the back of the crown, but I didn't remember her having a pin like this. And I thought that this was on Galadriel's gown, like right here, but you know, she might have had a different shape, but that's okay. I still love this. And you know, I still, and actually I will link Kimber L's Etsy store also, because she has some really cool things in there. And I haven't looked lately because I've been pretty busy, but I know that she has some really awesome things. And both of us have this thing where we take necklaces and recycle them into crowns and vice versa. And in fact, another thing I was going to talk about. So we're looking at having the Septaquitra, both the general kind that any of you can make and do things with. It's free of copyright. It's free of trademark. You guys can use the general Septaquitra for anything. We are actually looking at an artist to make the Septaquitra that is going to be our licensed Tia Eldelieva Septaquitra, because it's going to be two different ones. Hang on a second. Who cares where she wore it? It suits you. This. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Morel. Okay. So not sure if you can see the ring right. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. So not these rings here, but I'm talking about this ring. Okay. This is from Badali Jewelry, and it is the Moonstone Cabochon version of Nenya, and I have the band, the extra leaf band that goes with that. And I love this ring, and we're actually going to be either looking at an artist that is in New Zealand that works at Weta to make this star, which that's what I'm really hoping for. But alternatively, I may contact Badali Jewelry. I have plenty of their jewelry. I have a lot of I have their chain, their mithril chains. I have I have a fairy set actually. I'd like to wear that on Isil Mayaron, which is of the Maiar, and we also expand that into the fairy realms. The fairies in the Legendarium, a lot of people get confused about elves and fairies in the sense of the Legendarium. The elves were created by Ilúvatar with the singing of the Ainur, and then he created the elves and men. Fairies existed before Arda, and they came into Arda as a playground, and this is in the Lost Tales. We have that reference in our resources on the website for you guys to read the passage if you want to look at that. So it's a little over an hour. Sorry. But I'm so excited that all of you guys are here so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And I hope that all of you have a wonderful rest of the day or rest of the evening. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.